As the MLB offseason is now underway for all 30 teams in Major League Baseball, a new crop of NPB talent is on its way over to the United States from Japan. A few months ago, I already made a separate video talking about Munetaka Murakami, so for today, I wanted to break down infielder Kazuma Okamoto and starting pitcher Tatsuya Imai. In this video, I will be breaking down what they did in the NPB to get them to this point, as well as some possible fits for each of them this offseason. Before we get into this video, however, make sure to subscribe to the channel down below as we are very close to the 400 subscriber mark. Make sure to also leave a like and comment your thoughts and predictions down below. Starting things off, I want to begin with pitcher Tatsuya Imai. Imai is a 5'11" right-handed pitcher for the Seibu Lions and has been with the organization throughout his entire career. Imai is currently 27 years old and has played in the NPB for 8 total seasons, where he made his debut at age 19. Also to note with his age, it is that he doesn't turn 28 until early May, which would put him at turning 28 at the beginning of the first half of the 2026 MLB season. To go along with Imai's 5'11" prowess, he also only comes in at 154 pounds. When compared to most of the pitcher sizes that we see in the MLB today, Imai not be up there when compared to most of the big names. However, when it comes to Imai's overall production, the talent can do all the talking for him. So now let's dive into his overall NPB career numbers, and then we will follow the numbers that what he put up in the 2025 NPB season. As we previously discussed, Imai has played in the NPB for a total of 8 seasons. In the 8 seasons from 2017 to 2025, he has amassed a career 3.15 ERA. He has well struck out a total of 907 NPB hitters throughout his career, just shy of putting him at the 1,000 mark. To go along with the strikeouts, Imai has walked a total of 468 batters. Now, the walks might seem high for some, which a career 4.4 walks per nine might be worrisome. However, I would say his 2025 walks to strikeouts will steer fans away from any worries. We will, of course, cover this in a bit. To go along with the walks per nine of a 4.4 in his career, Imai's strikeouts per nine sits at an 8.5 in his career, a very solid number for the Seibu Lions ace. His career whip in 963.2 innings of work at the NPB level as well sits at a 1.267, a number that sits way higher than where his 2025 mark was. When it comes to allowing home runs, this is something that Imai has seemed to do very well at limiting. Imai in his NPB career has only allowed 75 home runs in 8 seasons, which gives him a home runs per 9 of a .7, a solid percentage below 1 home run per 9 innings pitched. I would say for teams with non-pitcher friendly ballparks, he could be possibly a great addition to help keep the ball in the ballpark. Finally, I want to bring up that in his NPB career, Imai has thrown a total of 14 complete games in his NPB career and has managed to throw a total of 7 total shutouts. This, I would say, is a very solid career to be coming to the MLB with. Sure, the career might not be as dominant as we've seen from Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who was eventually signed with the LA Dodgers a few seasons ago. However, these numbers could definitely play in Major League Baseball. Now, I brought up while covering his career numbers that stats like his career walks and whip were higher than what you would think based off of what he has done recently. This, of course, is because of the stellar 2025 season that Tatsuya Imai produced for the Seibu Lions. Let's now break down the season that his MLB scouts the most intrigued. In the 2025 season, Imai had every international scout and front office for MLB teams on notice. In the 2025 season, Imai posted a 10-5 record with an ERA south of a 2. His ERA for the season would sit at a 1.92. This number would of course go down as the lowest ERA for him in a single season of NPB baseball. His previous career low for an ERA was a 2.04, which he posted in the 2022 season. Now let's discuss the strikeouts and walks like I previously alluded to. Now, I brought up how I felt like his walks per 9 were kind of inflated based off his great 2025. This is because in 2025, he struck out 178 batters and only walked 45. This, of course, would be over 163 2/3 innings of work. I'd say that is pretty good. His career walks per 9 being a 4.4 would, of course, be helped to drop to the number by the 2.5 walks per 9 he had in 2025. His strikeouts per 9 also sat at a 9.8, which is higher than his career of an 8.5 Ks per 9. So both of these numbers, very solid. I also previously brought up in his career whip of a 1.267 feeling higher than it should be based on the 2025 stats he put up. This, of course, is accurate, as in the 2025 NPB season, Imai posted a whip of a .892. This, of course, would be the first time in his career that Imai would post a whip below a 1, as well as the .892 being a very solid number to have as a new career low. His previous career low was also posted in the 2022 season, just like his walks and strikeouts, with a 1.109 that year. Another quick thing to note was in the 2025 season, Imai threw 5 of his career 14 complete games, as well as 3 of the 7 career shutouts that he has. So it can easily be stated that 2025 was nothing short of amazing for Tatsuya Imai, and that is a big reason why MLB teams are going to be calling him with contract offers. Now let's move on to the infielder of the bunch, Kazuma Okamoto. Kazuma Okamoto is probably the second most hyped up international bat behind Munetaka Murakami coming to the MLB this season. Okamoto is currently 29 years old and has been in the NPB now for 11 total years, all of which being with the Yomiuri Giants. Okamoto also, when discussed by scouts, has been a player who could slide into third base or even first base when signed to an MLB team. So when it comes to his market, many teams could be using these variables to determine a possible value, which we'll get to in a bit. Now with all of that, let's discuss his career in the NPB. Over the course of 11 NPB seasons, Okamoto has produced very solid numbers that could definitely translate to the MLB very well. While playing in Japan, Okamoto posted a slash line of a 277 batting average, a 361 OBP, a 521 slugging, and an OPS of an 882. He as well hit at 248 home runs in his career, along with driving 717 RBI. Okamoto in his NPB career also has been known to be very disciplined at the plate. Over the course of his career, he has only struck out 796 times in 4,494 plate appearances. This, of course, would give him a career strikeout percentage of around 17.7%. To be under a 20% strikeout rate for his entire career, I would personally say is very impressive for Okamoto. Okamoto also has over 1,000 hits in his career, where he sits at 1,089 over 11 seasons. Now, one thing Okamoto will probably not bring a team is his speed. He only has 13 stolen bases in his entire career, but personally, I don't see that as an issue for MLB teams, or something that will probably be worried about with him. Now let's discuss his numbers during the 2025 season. Okamoto only played in 77 games in 2025 as he dealt with an injury during the season, but despite that, he was still able to post solid numbers. During the 2025 season, he posted a slash line of a 322 batting average, a 411 OBP, a 581 slugging, and a 992 OPS. Okamoto would also hit 15 home runs in the short span of games, as well as driving 51 RBI. So in what I would call about half a season of Major League Baseball, he did play like what I would call an MLB All-Star selection in my opinion. Despite not having much to add about Okamoto's 2025 season compared to when I discussed Imai's 2025 year, I do want to bring up his strikeout percentage. During the 2025 season, he struck out at a rate of around 11%. If he would have played a full season, I definitely think he could have finished at a rate lower than his career percentage of around 17.7%. Now, with talking about each of Imai's and Okamoto's stats and career numbers, let's now discuss what contract projections and possible fits could look like for the two of them. MLB Trade Rumors website recently released their annual Top 50 Free Agents article, so I will be using this as a guide for this video today. Let's start with Tatsuya Imai, since he is ranked the highest of the two at 7th on the top 50 list. MLB Trade Rumors, first of all, in their breakdown, lists Imai as someone who teams will possibly look at as someone in the middle of a rotation to start with at first while he makes the adjustment to Major League Baseball, which personally, I think is a solid spot for him. With this being said, the article is projecting a contract of around 6 years, $150 million for him in their predictions. The teams that the panel of 4 writers predicted as the landing spots were 2 votes for the Los Angeles Dodgers, 1 vote for the Cubs, and another vote for the New York Mets. Now on to Okamoto. Okamoto is an intriguing one in this article, as they have him listed as a name that some small market teams could possibly be involved with. The article predicts a deal for Okamoto around 4 years and $64 million. Now, this group of predicted teams are all 4 different, and yes, surprise, no Dodgers in this predictions. The teams that are predicted are the San Diego Padres, Arizona Diamondbacks, Chicago Cubs, and a very surprising one, my Pittsburgh Pirates. Yes, the Pittsburgh Pirates. With as little bias as a Pirates fan that I am, I would love this, but Bob Nutting is our owner. It's not going to happen. Until I see it, I just can't believe it. Well, there you have it. That was my attempt to best inform everyone watching this video on Tatsuya Imai and Kazuma Okamoto. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I made a video on Munetaka Murakami towards the beginning of the 2025 MLB season, so I decided to keep him in the separate own breakdown. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. So thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below, as we are almost to the 400 subscriber mark. It would mean a lot if we can hit that soon. Also, leave a like on the video and comment your predictions for Imai and Okamoto down below if you haven't already. Also, if you haven't noticed on my channel already, I've been posting episodes of my mini Pirates podcast I've been working on. So if you are a Pirates fan or just want to check it out, go right ahead. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.